One of the Oregon protesters just lost his foster children, which is obviously a very sad story. However, once you look into maybe some of his incentives for being a foster parent, you might change your mind. Now, the man is LaVoy Finicum, and he is one of the Oregon protesters who remains defiant. He believes that he is fighting for not only his rights, but for the good of his country. Now, Robert LaVoy Finicum and his wife, Jeanette, were foster care parents for troubled boys. Finicum estimates that over the past decade, more than 50 boys came through their ranch near Chino Valley, Arizona. He says that the boys often landed there from mental hospitals, drug rehabs, and group homes for emotionally distressed youth. So you hear that and you think, all right, this is just more proof that people are not black or white. It's a mixed issue,
Sure.
Mixed bag. But then you read a little deeper and you're like, oh my God, was he a foster parent for the right reasons? So here's what else he had to say about it. That was my main source of income. My ranch, well, the cows just cover the cost of the ranch. If this means rice and beans for the next few years, so be it. We're going to stay the course. Main source of income, what does that mean? Now, if you are willing to be a foster parent, and this varies state by state, usually the state government will compensate you day by day for being a foster parent, because of course, taking care of children is expensive. So they want to give you some resources, some support so you can properly take care of these children. Well, according to a 2010 tax filing, Catholic Charities paid the family a whopping $115,343 to foster children in 2009 alone. That year, foster parents were compensated between $22.31 and $37.49 per day per child, meaning that if the Finicums were paid at the maximum rate, they cared for, on average, 8 children per day in 2009. So I don't know what help they've gotten from their state government because, again, either the county or the state gets involved and they help as well. But Charities alone gave them $115,000 to take care of these kids.
Right. The entire situation that's going on in Oregon, this confrontation, it's so frustrating to me because you continue to hear these specific storylines around some of the men and women who are involved in this very wrong-headed endeavor. Mm-hmm. And it's completely hijacked the narrative around land use and ranchers out west. And mm-hmm. I just worked on a ranch for 3 months. So it's so funny. This story, obviously I would not feel as connected to it a year ago. I would never have had that experience. Mm-hmm. So I know that there are real issues that deserve actual attention when it comes to what's going on with land use in the West, right? Mm-hmm. And it's contentious, and we're talking about a traditional way of life that is also really important for our food systems.
Yes.
I mean, like if you eat meat, you have eaten a cow that, was raised on rangelands, on American rangelands often. So these guys they're not representative of ranchers at large, but now everyone's going, is taking these stories and they're obviously bubbling up and they just continue to get more and more ridiculous, whether it's like people sending dildos to them or in this situation, what exactly is going on here? It sounds kind of sketchy. Does he have a bunch of foster children that are ranch hands? I don't know. And this is what's difficult is like you're going to get one side of the story. And obviously the way the media slants everything, people just are turning this in. It's such a sideshow.
Yes.
And of course it makes it impossible to have an honest conversation about ranchers' frustrations with the federal government and all the bureaucracy and red tape it takes in order to work this land, and then the conservation that's so important because I think ultimately if you give a shit about, the beautiful resources that we have in this country, then it's important to think about how can we conserve this land and also make it work for itself, make it profitable. And ranching is one of these really amazing opportunities to do that.
It's interesting how many different, angles and storylines do come out of this one situation.
Oh yeah, it is such a lightning rod.
It really is, because now not only do we know more about the personal lives of people involved in this protest, and look, understand that these stories come out because it's meant to kind of give you a sense of who they are, and for a lot of people, delegitimize any type of claim that they have.
Of course. This is spin. This is a distraction.
This is spin. This is a distraction. But it's also important because there is a problem in the country where people do take in foster kids because it turns into a source of income for them. My best friend is a social worker, and she talks about this all the time. people will take in all these foster kids, and there's a need for that. We need people who are willing to take care of foster kids, but they'll do it specifically for the income, and then they'll go out and buy the cheapest possible food.
Right. It's a total abuse of the system.
Yes.
And then you have to wonder what kind of, oversight is actually happening. I mean, are state agencies checking in on these families properly?
Right.
Is anyone going out to this ranch to see what's going on? And it's, again, like this sort of plot line that rose in the news cycle today, among others that have come out of what's going on in Oregon. It just really, it's so disheartening for me because I know that this story was really complicated.
Yes.
And I think the way the federal government went after these ranchers after they'd already served time is kind of ridiculous. But then their response, holding up in a public space and a national park, a wildlife refuge it's completely ridiculous. The whole thing is so spun out of control, and we're not going to really talk about land stewardship and this responsible land stewardship in this country and like what it means and why it's important. Instead, we're talking about these people and their sketchy foster care situation.
Yeah, and also if you genuinely care about taking care of your foster children, then you would do what you need to do to take care of your foster children, right? I would argue that is more of a priority than what you're doing in this wildlife reserve, but that's just me.